up? What up? What up?
What's up?
Welcome to another episode of the Opps SportsCast presented by the Opps Radio. Yeah, we live. Last week in August, we got a lot to talk about. Baseball season is getting down to the wire. We're going to talk a little bit about the MLB realignment, kind of like a continued, because there's a lot of fallout from, some of the things that's getting tossed around in the atmosphere, if you will. But we're going to be talking about a record-breaking playing card that got sold for a record amount of money. If you guys haven't heard about this story, you're going to be surprised. Just try to think of a number in your head, and it's probably higher. But we're also going to be talking about the New York Knicks owner, James Dolan, and his shenanigans. Again, if you're from New York, you know that this is going to be crazy just because you know that James Dolan is a crazy dude. But there's a lot of other topics going on in sports. We're going to get into Serena Williams, the GOAT tennis, and her Hall of Fame induction speech of this surprising tennis player. Find out later. And also Michael Parsons. We're gonna talk a little bit of Cowboys later. And hey, is there a new GOAT in the WNBA? So we'll see if we can jump into that a little bit. But first, we just want to give an extended shout out to our sponsor, Dave.
Oh, yeah, that's me, right? My bad. All right. I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Opposition Radio. Opposition Radio is a 24-hour internet radio station that specializes in hip hop, R&B, reggae, EDM, Latin, pop. Uh, very, very, very dynamic and diverse group of artists over at Opposition Radio. You can access Opposition Radio from any internet browser by going to the opsradio.live, like you see right here on the screen. So make sure you go check out all the amazing artists that are in rotation right now at Opposition Radio. Opposition Radio, motivation to stand firm.
Thank you for that. And for some of you out there who have noticed, the background has changed behind me because I am out on location. I would love to say that I'm at Citi Field watching the Mets play and I'm broadcasting from there because my Mets seem to be doing pretty well right now. But I am actually on vacation, so we're broadcasting live from South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. And so your boy Chris Peasy is out on location. But let me introduce the starting lineup again, as always. To my left,
Josh from East Side.
It's your boy Big Z.
What up, Josh? Josh from East Side. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dave in the cut.
yes, sir. So hey, we got the crew back together again. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Let's jump right into it, fellas, shall we?
Shall we?
All right.
Who we got up first?
Talking about Dolan.
So if some of you may know, I believe Dave, you're also a Knicks fan, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I know. I think Zeke is a Bulls fan. Is our rival here. I'm not sure who you like, Josh. Do you have a basketball team?
Spurs.
Oh, that's right, the
Spurs.
Spurs. The Spurs. Okay, so
You don't be paying
so
attention.
as Knicks fans, it's been a tortured existence for a long time. My personal opinion, a lot of it is due to poor ownership. I think that's across sports. I don't know if you guys would agree, but bad ownership tends to trickle down to the product on the field. And
Facts.
so, um, just so you can get a little bit of the taste, if you're not familiar with the shenanigans of a one James Dolan, James Dolan is banning adversaries from MSG properties, Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena in New York, using facial recognition software. This is something that other team owners should follow, is tonight's tagline. But just to kind of put things in perspective a little bit, like facial recognition software, like it's crazy because the most famous use of this I remember personally was a one Charles Oakley. And for those of you who don't know who Charles Oakley with is, famous point guard, played with Patrick Ewing. Many of you know who Patrick Ewing is. In the 90s, is the era that I loved watching New York Knicks basketball. Charles Oakley is a legend in New York. Charles Oakley is banned from MSG properties, right?
Clown moves,
He
man.
It's just ridiculous. And he's not the only one. There's a lot of other people. And so James Dolan was quoted saying, quote, if you're suing us, we're just asking that you please don't come until you're done with your argument with us. The end. Dolan told Good Day New York in a lengthy interview on Thursday morning. And yes, we're using facial recognition software to enforce that. And so in the article, I believe like one gentleman was actually saying that he wanted that the lawsuit was done, but he got no letter saying that the that he was welcome back onto MSG properties, and so he didn't even dare buy a ticket for fear of the humiliation of being thrown off of the premise. Now, what's problematic is that he owns a lot, unfortunately. It's not just MSG or Madison Square Garden. Dave, maybe you can kind of help me out with that. What are some of the other properties this man owns? I know it's like Radio City, right?
Yeah, he owns Radio City. I think that I think his group is involved with the Sphere in
Mm,
Vegas as well.
that is correct. I've
Yeah,
been to the Sphere in Vegas. It's amazing.
yeah. I
It is
can't wait to check it out, man.
Very immersive experience. It makes you feel like you're surrounded by, water, and you're flying or in the mountains. It's an incredible product. But like that's another property that if you're on James Dolan's hit list, the petty owner will not allow you to enter those facilities,
Yeah, so he
even if
also
you
owns
pay.
the Beacon Theater too. So the Radio City Music Hall, the Beacon Theater, and the Sphere in Las Vegas.
All right, so let's get back to the tagline, and then we'll chop it up a little bit here. But tell us, is this above board, below board? Do you think other owners should enforce this? I'll start with you, Dave.
This is lowbrow, man. I mean, so listen, the man's a billionaire, right? He's doing billionaire things. He can do whatever he wants. Those are his properties. But the part that kills me, man, is this part right here. We just ask that you please do not come until you're done with your argument with us. I don't think you're giving them any choice by banning them, by sending them letters saying that they're banned. How is that? Please do not come. That's like you better not come, or you're gonna get thrown out. We don't care if you bought a ticket or not. So listen, beyond all of this, I'll get back to this. PZ, we have suffered with James Dolan as Knicks fans, bro, for decades. Okay, for decades. I'm a Knicks fan because of my uncle Lorenzo, and for me, I like even back in the '80s, man. Like I when Patrick Ewing, got drafted, came in, man. I was like, man, this we gonna be beasting, man. And lo and behold, man, it's like we always found a way to mess it up. And why? Kind of like with the Yankees, it comes down to the ownership, right? So let's jump back into this whole facial recognition thing. In some states, facial recognition is actually illegal. There's a man right now that is actually suing Home Depot because if I don't know if you've noticed when you go into Home Depot now, they don't have actual lines. Like you have to go up front, and one person is controlling the self checkout up there. But if you look at the monitor while you're checking out, it puts a nice green box around your face, and it's recording you. It's capturing your facial image for facial recognition. I can't remember what state it is. I want to say Minnesota, but I could be wrong. But there's a man that is actually suing Home Depot and successfully. It sounds like he's going to win because they have a law in their state that you have to get permission from people before using their face for facial recognition. So this whole thing with James Dolan, I feel like is very seedy. It's par for the course for him because this is who this man is, right? He sent his goons down to harass Charles Oakley because Charles Oakley was getting a little boisterous at the game and whatnot, and he had some things to say, about Dolan and about security and whatnot. Um, this is just lowbrow, par for the course for James Dolan, and you're talking about a narcissistic billionaire owner that uh, I don't see him changing anytime in the future.
Yeah. Zeke, you got any thoughts on that?
Um, I don't have the problem with the use of facial recognition to enforce a ban from an arena or a building. Um, my problem is the reasons why these bans are being placed in the first place. I mean, James Dolan is a petulant child who throws a tantrum anytime anyone criticizes him, and most of the time the criticism is warranted. Um, if you're getting banned from an arena because you we saw what was happening in the WNBA a couple weeks ago, people throwing stuff on the court or throwing racial slurs at players or something like that, or get into physical altercations with security or other players, or whatever. If that's why you get banned from an arena, yeah, go ahead and use facial recognition, because other than that,
Right.
how are you going to be able to force that ban?
That's right.
Yeah, you can like keep an eye on my name if I go to buy a ticket, but I'll just have my boy buy a ticket for me and walk in with him. I'm in the building. Facial recognition prevents that. However, if you're getting banned because somebody doesn't like the job you're doing as an owner, and you're just gonna say, "Well, if you don't like it, you can't come," that's dumb. But it seems that's all James Dolan does. If somebody has any kind of criticism, you get caught holding a fire Dolan sign, you're getting kicked out and banned from the arena. Um, Charles Oakley, I don't understand how you gotta read the room. Charles Oakley is more popular than you, bro. Like, yeah, you're the owner of the team, but that's Charles Oakley. He's
Fast.
more popular than you. They don't want you in the building. They love Chuck. They want him in the building. They don't want you in the building.
Yeah.
Right.
But I digress. I don't have a problem with facial recognition being used. Just the person using it in this instant is using it for the wrong reasons, I believe.
That's a great take, Z.
Yeah, I'll jump in and then I'll let Josh get in the end here. I 100% agree with you, Zeke. But Charles Oakley was actually kicked out because of comments he made regarding the owner. And then if you guys know Charles Oakley, my man was like, in hockey terms, he was like the enforcer on the court. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, you mess with anybody, he was the bouncer at the club that you had to deal with. That's why you ain't mess with the Knicks. You know what I mean? Kind of like if you're like a little older school, kind of like the Bill Lambier, kind of like real rough house. You know what I mean? Like, dude on the court. You know what I mean?
He
And
was Mike's enforcer for a little bit too. I remember Charles.
he was Michael Jordan, to be specific, enforcer as well, right? And yeah, he got into a physical altercation with the security guard. It's like, because the security guard walked up to Oakley and starting problems. He got in a physical altercation with him, and now he's banned from the property. And it's just crazy. Is there like, bro, like, you're gonna take out a Knicks legend for something as silly as that? I know this is kind of old hat because this happened a while ago at this point, but to me, and then I'll kind of turn it over to Josh after this. But to me, I think what's crazy is that this is what we all can expect. I think as a society, we're coming more and more of a surveillance state where everywhere you go, there's cameras. If you've noticed, I know I've noticed because of the kind of job and work that I do for a living, you can't walk down most streets in America anymore and not be recorded. Almost every house has what you would call a ring doorbell, or like, one of those Vivint or home security system camera doorbells, and they're recording you when you're walking up and down the street. You know what I mean? They're recording you when you walk into these stores, they're recording you when you walk into these. And so the craziness is to see how that video capture can now be weaponized against those who are your foes. And that's exactly what James Dolan is doing. He's weaponizing that technology against his enemies. And to me, it's just It's tragic because of the implications of it in a broader context. And so I hate to see it. I think James Dolan is a terrible owner. You know what I mean? I think he's the reason why a lot of people don't want to come to New York. But that's, maybe that's another conversation. But I'll turn it over to Josh. That's what I see.
Yeah, I like what you said there, PZ. But I'm going to take it a step further. The ring cameras are really there. You brought up the topic of ring cameras, right? And how you could be walking by someone's house and you're recorded. I've seen ring cameras being used in like accident footage, to like prove
Dash cams.
hits, yeah,
Yeah.
dash cams, whatever it may be, and those things are there for the protection of the person and the asset, right? So it's not that you can't walk by, and I understood your take, right? You're constantly being watched, without sometimes even realizing it, but those assets are there for the protection of the people, right? I could still walk up to my neighbor's house, knock on the door, and ask for permission to jump in the pool or to come inside and chat it up a little bit. The ring camera isn't going to legally stop me unless they tell me directly, like, nope, you're not allowed on my property anymore. That's what we're talking here with James Dolan. He's literally using this technology to tell people you're not allowed on MSG properties. Now, I take it one step further. Those MSG properties, they are public venues. Although they are privately owned, they are public venues. And this is the reason why it's considered a public venue, because that's a venue, a place that is used for multiple events. It's not just Knicks
Right.
games.
Right.
You have concerts, you have major events, you have pay-per-view sporting events, you have meet and greets, you have um, shows, you have all kinds of things where MSG is used as a venue. And now you have these people who are literally banned from the MSG properties who can't even attend venues. The dude is literally hurting his own brand. He's literally hurting his own company, because all of these people could very well be dumping money back into the business, but now they're being held back because they're critics of his ownership, if you will, or his way of um, managing. And so I I think this is really the probably one of the dumbest things that I've ever heard of. For one, um, and for two, you're really gonna lose this public perception of this is a venue and we want people here. We want you here. We want you to enjoy the product that we have. He's gonna hurt this public perception, because now if anyone of you guys disagree and don't like how Dolan operates or moves, you can now be viewed as a threat, and you may now not
That's
be
right.
allowed to be at MSG properties. And what's that speak for you as a Nick fan, or you as a MSG Garden fan because you want to go see the next big boxing event, or go to the Sphere if that's true that his company owns that, or operates
Yeah.
that. You're talking crazy amounts of um, dictatorship, I call, and that's not a good look. He really is an idiot, in my opinion.
For sure, brother. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't spread to other owners or people everywhere will start to get a taste of what us Knicks fans have been having to go through for a long time. So
Josh, you made a good point. Let me say this really quick because the guy in the article, right? It was twofold for him. The issue was twofold for him. So his friend, the Knicks made the playoffs, and he was ecstatic. But he's in and that's another thing, man. It wasn't just people; these are attorneys, like all the attorneys that were litigating against them, which is bananas, right? It's so if you were an attorney that brought a case against him, you received that FedEx letter, that pink letter from him saying that you were banned, right? So the gentleman could not go to he didn't want to risk buying a ticket to MSG um, because he didn't know if he would get thrown out or not. It'd be a waste of $1,200. But also, his parents bought him tickets. He said his parents never splurged on anything. For his birthday, his parents bought him tickets to a Broadway play, a play that he's
Mhm.
been wanting to see for a long time, and he had to tell his parents he couldn't go because he was banned because he was litigating against Dolan. So that brings even more like ridiculousness to this story, man.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah. He's very fortunate that he owns a team in New York because this kind of nonsense wouldn't fly in Florida. It wouldn't fly in a lot of other states in the country that struggle with attendance because there was like more than a decade of just terrible product on the court, and he still had packed houses.
Yep.
And if it wasn't for being in that New York market, with an owner like that, he would have drove so many people away. He'd be hemorrhaging business right now. So he's very, very fortunate. But I can't stand Dolan. This is about as much as I want to give Dolan any kind of airtime. So I'm gonna just go ahead and keep it moving. Let's go to the next topic here.
All right, Josh, it's on you, baby.
I got you, bro. Let's get that
Yes,
super
sir.
banner. We are talking the Jordan Kobe card.
Oh man, let's do it.
Hey, we still talking basketball, even though it's the summer, man. We still got a few months left. But hey, football season is starting up. But right now we talking collecting card season. A signed
True.
Kobe and Jordan logo man trading card just sold for a record $12.9 million. Twelve point
Mil-
nine million dollars. Could you guys
Mil-
ever imagine paying that much for a trading card? Well, someone did, breaking a record previously held by a Mickey Mantle trading card that sold for not too much less, 12.6 million.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Now, I've never had 12 point any kind of million to be able to spend on anything, much less a trading card. But I don't know how rich you'd have to be to do that. Apparently, very rich. But Dave, why was this card worth that?
All right, man, for several reasons. Um, so this card is the Kobe Jordan logo, man. It's a 101, and I want everybody to kind of notice something here. So this is in a sleeve. This card is a graded card. It's graded by PSA, and so in the hobby, what you do is if you have a card that you feel is rare or worth some value, what you do is you submit it to PSA. PSA will then grade the card based on a bunch of criteria, starting with overall condition, are the corners intact, are the it'll authenticate the autographs, just a bevy of things. So if you look here down at the bottom left hand corner, the card is sideways in the sleeve here, but there's a number 6 there. So PSA grades on a scale of 1 to 6, 1 being horrible condition, 10 being what's called gem mint 10.
Yeah.
It's the highest you can get. This graded at a 6. So we'll get into that a little more. But to kind of break it down here, the Logo Man is a card that has been put out um, by um, by I can't remember the name of the
It's
Upper
upper
Deck.
deck, isn't it?
Upper
Upper
Deck.
Deck is the name.
I
Yep.
almost said Panini. It's Upper Deck.
Yep.
And what makes this card so unique is that these Logo Man patches came off of Kobe and Jordan's um,
Game
jerseys,
jerseys. Yep.
game worn jerseys. Right. These are actually off of their jerseys. And what's really cool about it is Kobe's looks like it's just a standard league off a standard league jersey, but Jordan's is gold, which is kind of cool. So it makes you wonder if it came off of um, one of his championship jerseys or what. I don't know why this logo is all gold, but they take this patch, they take the NBA logo man, and they place it in this card, and then they had both of these uh, superior athletes sign this card. These are called on card autos. They're not stickers where they send out a bunch of stickers to the player. They sign like 1,000 stickers and they send them back to the company, and then the company could put the stickers on whatever cards they want. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant both touched this card and they signed this card. Um, the value in this card is that unfortunately, is that Kobe Bryant has left us. He passed away, and so getting any Kobe Bryant autograph with any other player that wasn't already in existence is not going to happen. Sticker autos don't sell um, for as much as on cards because obviously that means the player didn't touch the card. So the value in this card is that Jordan and Kobe both touched this card. These local men patches came from their actual jerseys, and it's the only one in existence. There's only one. It's a one of one, which is signified there where it says dual logo man auto one of one. So for me, this card beating the 52 Mickey Mantle is huge because there are there's a Mickey Mantle Gem Mint 10 in existence right now. It's the only one in existence. And that card, they've estimated it to be worth about $52 million. And the value in something is how much somebody is willing to pay for it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? If you have a card that nobody else has, or you have something that nobody else has, you can put whatever value you want on it. So the gentleman that owns that card, he paid $130,000 for that card back in the '80s. The card is now worth over in excess of $50 million. Some estimate um, uh, PBD Patrick Beck David estimated that that card could be worth up to $72 million, which is bananas. Um, so just to kind of give a little quick history on the 52 Mantle, the 52 Mickey Mantle was they had so many of them that they couldn't get rid of them back when they were printed. And so when they had an excess amount of cards, what they used to do with the cards, believe it or not, they used to put them on a barge. They would take them out into the ocean and they would dump them in the ocean. So there were a ton of Mickey Mantles dumped into the Atlantic Ocean, and so there's not they're very scarce. There are some out there, but in the condition that they would warrant a lot of money, there's very few out there. This card is for me. I think it kind of represents it represents a few things. Um, it represents uh, loss, very sad loss. Um, it represents elitism and it represents an exorbitant amount of wealth. And this card that I will never ever be able to afford ever. Um, but to put a value of $12 million on a piece of cardboard like this is just bananas. I being a collector, it's hard for me to say that. I just think that there's some things, man, like the price wise. I think some of this stuff is just ridiculous, man. But
Mhm.
it's the greed and the need of man that puts the value of something like this so high. It's because so many people are willing to do so many things, so many evil things to be in possession of something like this. It's like it's the one to rule them all. It's like you know what I'm saying. It's the precious.
Yeah,
It
it's
really is.
crazy.
It really is,
So,
man.
so I was just looking it up as you were talking, Dave. That gold patch
Yeah.
is is literally from the 96-97 season, which was the NBA's 50th anniversary year. So that's why you have the gold Jumpman patch, which now you're adding more history to the card.
Yep.
Not only you have two legends in Kobe and Jordan, but you literally have this patch
Yep.
that is like resembling the 50th year anniversary. So it's just value on value. And for you to like point that out, I didn't realize that at first, but PSA 6, like this means that this thing is like there's better ones out there.
Right.
Uh, and it's
Well,
still
there's not, and but the what
well,
it
it's a
really
one of one, yeah, but it's in the condition I'm saying.
correct.
There's cards in better conditions out
Yes.
there. But this one is a one of one. There's only one
One of it.
card like this, and
Yep.
it's graded a PSA 6
Yep.
because of its condition.
I can't even imagine if it was a 10. You know
If
what
it
I
was a
mean?
10, you're talking tens
Yeah.
of millions more.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It really is. This kind of stuff drives my wife crazy. She's like, the value that is placed on stuff like this. She hates that athletes are making tens of millions of dollars to play a game, and you have like, and she's right. You have emergency responders, you have law enforcement, you have um, nurses and doctors, people who are doing life changing, life saving things, man. And it's like
Yeah.
some of those people will spend the rest of their lives trying to pay off their student debt, student loan debt, man.
Paycheck
It's
to
like,
paycheck.
you know. So Zeke, what do you think about this?
Um, the only thing that scares me about this card for going that much money, like it's dope that they got MJ and Kobe on the card. It's dope that they got their autographs, but within the last year or two, I've seen a lot of stuff about these game worn jerseys.
Yup.
Um, they're game worn jerseys, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee that Mike or Kobe wore them. That's
Hmm.
the part that scares me. Like I've seen, uh, you'll get a card. Just say you get like a Joe Burrow game worn jersey card with his autograph on it, and then like people tear the card apart and they look on the back of the patch and it's from like some fourth string running back who wore
Yeah.
it in a preseason game. So like that's the only thing that scares me. Like it's dope if they could actually like I'd rather have a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant like framed jersey like type of deal. The cards scare me, man, because like I said, it's dope that they got both of the autographs on it. That alone plays a lot of value in it because, like you said, ain't no more new Kobe autographs or whatever's out there. That's it. But there's no guarantee that those are their jersey, their patches. So that's the only thing that scares me about it. But it's pretty dope. I mean, it's a dope card. I used to
I
collect myself, so
so
it's a.
Zeke,
I would have loved to pull that out of a pack, but yeah.
I believe when they are numbered one of one, they are guaranteeing it. When they're not numbered one of one and you have a patch on there, then it's not guaranteed. That's I think the difference. They
Okay.
have to do. They have to when they start numbering. That's how they number them. Then they say,
I
"There's no other
mean,
card that
the one of one just being the only card with Mike and Kobe signing it, like I said, that would be
got one."
enough for me. I wouldn't even
Yeah,
need the jersey. You give
for
me
sure.
a card with Mike. It could have been a card from regular game where Kobe was guarding Mike. You have both
Yep.
of them sign it. I want that card.
Yep.
Right.
No doubt.
Hey,
Bro, am I the only one that if you saw those signatures on a piece of paper that you would not be able to read whose name that was?
So Kobe's, I'm not as familiar with Kobe's. I've seen Mike's signature a lot to be able to say, you know what, that looks like MJ's signature. Like some signatures, you just know. So
right.
some
Yeah, I'm like looking
autographs, if
at.
you see them enough,
Yeah.
I don't know if
I don't know
anybody
where
else out
Kobe's
there.
begins or ends.
Well, most people
Right.
they'll like people that are collecting these. They know those signatures. So people that are
Yeah,
really
they study them because
looking at
they
it,
gotta look for like certain flaws that
yeah.
indicate if it's real or if it's forged.
They
These
So they
do.
people
study
are
these
literally
signatures.
paying. They're paying other sports memorabilia professionals to verify signatures and make sure it's proper penmanship, proper ink, proper lining, all that stuff. They're. I know what you mean, Chris. Like I wouldn't have
Like
known. I
I
guess
wouldn't. Like I would. You put
can't
that
read
on a
it.
piece of paper and you hand it to me and say, what athlete, what famous athlete?
Right.
No, I would not be able to tell you. I wouldn't. To be honest with you, I don't even know which way it starts on like Kobe's. It could start left to right, right to left, up to down, down to.
I'm thinking Kobe starts at where it says Lakers. That's his K over there.
At the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his goes from
So
bottom to top. But that
yeah,
MJ, that's famous. The M and the J is like that's iconic. So
Yep. Who we
So
got?
so real quick, let me show you guys this, man, because while we were talking about the we were talking about how um you don't know if it's worn, by the person or not. Um there's a picture of Mark Ingram. He was at Tops doing have you ever seen it, Zeke? the picture of Mark Ingram when he was at Topps Trading Cards, and they had him
Put on a
putting,
bunch of different jerseys.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's this picture right here.
Oh
yeah.
shoot.
He had on
That's
like,
not even his number.
it's not, but he had on like, they put so many jerseys on him. I think at one point he had like 25 jerseys on,
That's
And
crazy.
it's a
and they
player
were
worn jersey.
all different teams too. Like, and so that's how they were saying that it was player worn because
Yeah,
Mark Ingram wore it. You know, he's an
Just
NFL
throw a
player.
bunch of jerseys on them.
Yeah. So they were like, so the relic cards, even today, man, relic cards are kind of a joke. They don't. I don't like relic cards because it's like, oh, this card was worn by, this is a game worn, and then it's like on the back of the card, it's like we can't authenticate which game it was used in and blah blah blah.
right.
But bro, they're putting crazy stuff in cards now. They're putting pieces of bat. They're making cards out of wood called heavy lumber. I just heard the other day that they are now putting the draft pick ping pong ball in cards. The whole ball, bro. So the
That's
card's gonna
dumb.
go through. It's so dumb. It is. It's so dumb right now, man. There
Because
is a
what I hate seeing is watching these dudes go to like Walmart and Target with their little scales, or whatever, and they're weighing the boxes to see which one is a little heavier. That's the one they're gonna grab because that's guaranteed to have a relic in it.
Well, that too, but the ping pong ball. So what they're doing now is they're starting to put to combat that. They're putting redemption cards in there. So you'll get a card that says you are entitled to this card entitles you to a one of one signed by Aaron Judge and
Ethan
Joe.
Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So the card is not in there. You have to send it into Tops to get the redemption, which is crazy in itself. So, um, but yeah, man, it's like this whole thing is just it's bananas, man, and you know it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, oh, we
Oh,
just lost Peasy.
losing peasy. He's
He
having
didn't
He'll
like
connection.
this topic. He
he'll
wanted to
be
find something better to do.
there. He is.
Oh, he's back.
Can you hear us, bro?
Just yeah, I can hear you. You guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
we got you.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay,
man.
cool.
I think I beat that topic to death, man. But that was a great topic, man. Um the thing is, like, when we hit a recession, it's going to be interesting to see what all this stuff is worth,
Sure.
see how much
Absolutely.
value this stuff holds.
All right, let's keep it going, fellas. Let's jump right into it. MLB expansion. We covered this a little bit last week. We wanted to get into it a little bit more. If you guys were following the podcast last week, the commissioner of the Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred, he hinted at the possibility of expansion and realignment. And so all the talk has been what city is going to get it, and there's a whole bunch of different lists. It's going to be Salt Lake. Is it going to be Charlotte? Is it going to be Oakland again? Or is it going to be Montreal? So there's a bunch of different players are throwing their hat in the ring, so to speak. But I think what is a little bit more concerning is the fact that some of the prognostications are now disregarding the whole AL NL dynamic. And so for Major League Baseball fans, guys, this is what we grew up with. How
Yeah,
are you going to feel with the NL or the AL completely dismantled, or if it gets completely disregarded for MLB purists? I mean, how we feeling out there?
let's start with Zeke.
Um, it seems like slowly but surely. Like I don't want to sound like the old dude screaming, "Get off my lawn!" But slowly but surely, the game that I grew up loving is changing rapidly. Um, I I'm all for expansion. Like if you want to add a couple teams to some regions that don't necessarily have a team or whatever, that's cool. Um, I don't know if they have to go through this major realignment to get it done because you kill a lot of the traditions. Like there is no way we should have a league and a schedule where the Mets and the Braves aren't playing. It used to be 19 times a year. They took that from 19 to 13. Um, there shouldn't be a league that exists where that's not happening. Um, or a league that exists where you possibly gonna lose the Dodgers and the Giants, excuse me, or some of these historic rivalries that kind of drive baseball. We have rivalry weekends throughout the year where the whole weekend you get Yankees, Red Sox, uh, Braves, Mets, um, Cubs, White Sox, stuff like that. Um, I don't like this major realignment. Um, it's just too much. They like I said, I don't mind the expansion. They can do other things. They want to go to four divisions per league. Cool, but keep the American League, National League. Don't go with this crazy realignment for I don't care. I don't want to see the Braves and the Rays 13 times a year. That's whack. Leave the Rays in the American League. Leave the Braves in the National League. Keep the Braves, Mets, the Braves and the Phillies, the Braves and the Nationals. Keep those rivalries. Add these teams where you got it to make it fit. But I don't get it. I don't understand. I've read a lot on it and I kind of see where they're coming from, but as a fan, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't think they
Mm.
need to go that far.
Yeah, yeah, man, I hear that. I guess what's crazy to me is what are you gonna do? Like, my fear is that you're gonna lose the AL NL dynamic, but you might also lose the appeal of the regular season. And I'm nervous that with the expansion, how they handle the whole playoff dynamic, where if they just start handing out, you know, um, playoff seeds, like if it's
The
you know,
NBA,
like the NBA, where it's they're like you get the playoffs, and you got teams that are under 500 now making the playoffs because we're already three wild cards deep. Now, as a Mets fan, I personally appreciate that right now because that means that we actually have that third seed if the season ends today. Yankees ain't far behind though, for that third playoff seed themselves. But so I appreciate that. You got a lot more teams that feel like they're in it. And when you get to the trade deadline, it's made things a little bit more confusing because teams don't know if they're buyers or sellers because they're never truly out of it. But now when you add four, you know, four divisions in each conference, obviously the division winner should make the playoffs. But now, what do you do with the wild card? You still going to have three wild cards? Are you going to add a fourth wild card to make it even? Like, what are we thinking with that? And if you got that many down the list that can make the playoffs, like, why does the regular season even matter like that? If you got like some bottom feeders in your conference, maybe like a Pittsburgh Pirates, maybe like a Miami Marlins, although they look pretty impressive with their young talent today. When you have those kind of bottom feeder teams that are going to be out of it, I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, how important is the regular season if everybody all of a sudden has a chance at the end of the day? And so I guess that's what I'm worried about. Other than like what you said, Z. Personally, like as a Mets fan, I feel tortured by the Braves. I can be done with that and and live very very peacefully going forward. But
soft.
but it ain't going to be any easier going against the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Blue Jays. And so is there like sometimes you got to pick your poison, and I'd rather leave things as they are if that was my alternative.
Hmm.
So
What they should do is go old school and instead of American League, National League, go Eastern Division, Western Division, divide the league up by the Mississippi River. Whoever finishes at the top of the division, they play in the World Series. Boom. Make the regular season matter. Just
well,
go
that
straight
makes
old
sense, but
school.
you're also losing the Dodgers, you're losing the Padres out of the NL.
I don't care. As long as we get to beat up on the Mets, I don't care.
And
So you're saying play the what play the sorry play the full 162. Whoever is at the top at the end plays for the World Series.
I mean, I'm being kind of tongue in cheek, but I mean, if you remember, that's how they used to do it.
They
Yeah.
did
Right. You
until
win
TV
the
deals
division,
and
you
money
play in the
came in.
World Series. There was no playoffs. You
Hmm.
win the division, you win the World Series. There was two divisions. There was two leagues. You had the
Yeah,
American League and the National League. And if you win, boom, that's the World Series.
yeah. The only problem with that is they have these very expensive contracts and these big stadiums to pay for.
Yeah.
And so,
So they're not gonna eliminate postseason.
oh no,
I like postseason
So
anyway. I wouldn't want them to. But I
I mean,
mean,
they're doing everything
realistically,
else
you
we don't
got.
want them to. So why not keep going?
Yeah, I mean, before the Cardinals were terrible, they had some really good rivalries with the likes of the LA Dodgers and the likes of, the Padres and what have you. And so, even the Cubs versus Dodgers, that was a rivalry that you'll lose if you go East-West. And
yeah,
so, I don't know. I mean, I can see the argument for it because it makes sense. People on the East Coast, as much as I want to see the game, I'm going to sleep when it's 1 in the morning and the game is still like in the seventh inning. I'm sorry, I'm not watching that. And so I get the commissioner's argument, but maybe it is a little old man, get off my lawn kind of thing. It'd be sad to see that disappear.
Well, here's the thing: with all the DVR technology that we got, you really don't have to stay up to watch the game. You just watch it the next day when it's convenient for you.
yeah.
I'm a knucklehead. I've been zombified walking into work at 7 o'clock in the morning because I just went to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning because I watched the Braves play the Dodgers or the
Right.
Braves play the Padres, and I was so amped up after the game because Brian Snicker did something stupid. I couldn't go right to sleep, so it took me a while to go to sleep. I've done it.
So let me put this out there for Josh, because Josh, I know like this is kind of foreign to you, like seeing all of these, the league and then the divisions and stuff like that. So let me ask you this:
Hmm.
how do you, from a historical standpoint, so baseball's been around for a long time, and there's been many adaptations of what it looks like, you know what I'm saying, all the way back to like in the 70s, like with free agency, you know what I'm saying. Free agency is like it's not that old, you know what I'm saying. uh,
Hmm.
from a historical point, think about it like in football terms, man. Like, what is the historical like? How do you see this historically, like tearing down baseball to do something like this when it's been this way for so long? And then you take into account the records. You have like American League records. You have National League records. Aaron Judge is the American League home run king. Roger Maris held that record for a very long time, and Aaron Judge, broke it not too long ago. So um, they think Cal Riley's gonna break it, and then when he breaks it, there won't be an American League anymore. You know what I'm saying? So what do you historically like? How do you see it? Like, if you could compare it like to this happening in football, what do you see like the downside historically for the baseball?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if I truly have an answer to it, but like looking at this, just these boxes and the divisions and how they have it um, set up, I would say this would be the truest um, adaptation of true divisions, like zoned, regional. Because
Hmm.
like I look at it from a football's perspective, Eagles, my team, they're in the NFC East, but so are the Cowboys, and they're nowhere near the
Right,
East. And
right.
it's like, how did that decide? And I'm sure it was because the Cowboys were once another team somewhere. I don't even know
Nowhere
the
near the East. We
yeah.
were
See,
in
this
Kansas City.
I don't even know how they even decided that.
That's
They just were like,
crazy.
this is the one team. You would think that they'd be like part of the South or the I really don't know. So this to me looks like truly zoned regional divisions.
Okay, Josh, and I hear what you're saying, but imagine Roger Goodell came out and said we're realigning everything. So now instead of the Cowboys in your division, you got I don't know Pittsburgh. Like
Hmm.
I mean, you look at this map right here. You got a lot
New
of teams.
England, New York Jets, New York
Yeah,
Giants.
Yeah.
yeah, because of region. Like I can't imagine a world where the Cowboys aren't playing the Giants and the Eagles and the Commanders twice a year.
Yeah.
and
Right.
battling it out. Imagine a world where they said, you know what, no more Bears Vikings or no more Ravens Steelers or like that's what, like I think about the George Carlin joke about the differences between football and baseball. Football
Yeah.
don't care. Football gonna do what it do. They gonna
No
give you
doubt.
what they got, and you either gonna like it or you gonna leave it. Baseball is trying to appease to everybody right now, and it's I don't know.
Well, see, here's the thing. I like that you said that because I truly do believe that that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make baseball more attractive again to a generation that maybe is falling away from the sport a little bit because there are these newer sports or these more um, like everybody's kids playing football and and it's like they're trying to get the love of the game back. So like if you look at these two, like just with the AL, um, and then you look at the NL, like if you were to think those all those teams on that one map, majority of the teams are on the eastern coast of the United States. And
Yeah.
so what they're really trying to do in my mind is they're trying to merge it across the map and they're trying to focus these divisions and pockets to where they can get more people in the stands if they create these division rivalries because everyone loves a rivalry.
But
Everyone
we
loves
got rivalries though.
I understand,
Like
but you're
even those rivalries that cross leagues, like you got the Subway Series with the Yankees and the Mets. You got the Giants and the A's. Well, not anymore because the A's don't they're not in Oakland anymore. But that was a huge rivalry. Um,
right.
before when the Astros were in the National League, there was a rivalry with Texas because they were in the same state. It was a battle for Texas.
Right.
So they didn't have to be in the same league or the same division to have that rivalry.
I hear you, but what I think again is like you said, like earlier, you said a statement like I can't imagine not seeing the Braves and the Mets playing. These are these are two teams that I'm assuming are rivals in a sense, and they have a long history, right, of competition. Now you got a bunch of kids in New York City that can't afford to travel to Atlanta to see a game, and they want to see a
Oh,
game.
watch the game on TV.
Well, but that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe they can't even watch the game on TV. Maybe their only opportunity is to be in the Knicks stadium because this big brother, little brother got them tickets, and that's like the one thing they look for and look to, right? And that's the talk. And so that's where I'm seeing it from that perspective. Is now they don't have to go far to see division rivals. They don't have to go far. They could jump in a car or they could jump on a bus and get to a division rival game. Whereas you can't
The
really do
only
that.
rivalry that's changing in that division right here that's on the screen is now
Yep.
the Pirates are in the Mets division. And I
Right.
guarantee you nobody cares about Mets Pirates.
Yeah. I got you. I
No,
hear you,
they
man.
don't.
I hear you. That's all that I have mostly like again because I don't understand the historical relevance of the rivalries in baseball and
Well,
that's all.
just think about rivalries as in general in sports. Like you got, like you said, Eagles Cowboys.
Yep.
If we
Right.
realign because the Cowboys are all the way in Texas, we don't get Eagles. We get Eagles Cowboys once every 4 years.
Yeah. I mean that would probably be a good thing for the Cowboys.
I knew
Wow,
I knew that was coming.
Sorry, bro.
Zing.
wow,
Sorry.
bruh.
I'm
But
sorry,
you know
bro.
what? Just from a financial perspective, like, I would say that's why a lot of these cities, like I think we were talking about this last week, weren't we? A lot of these cities pay big bucks to have those stadiums built in their
Yes,
area.
sir.
Why? Because it attracts tourism to your area.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
you're going to get tourism if you're in New York from Philadelphia anyway. You're going to get tourism from Boston if you're in New York anyway. You know who you're probably not going to get tourism from in New York? Georgia, Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like, what is their reason to drive all the way up there if you don't have the pull of, hey, my
But
Atlanta
here's the
Braves are
thing,
in
though,
town?
Braves fan. I went to Shea Stadium solely to see the Braves. Like Braves fans are
Exactly.
everywhere, pimp. So they don't
Well,
have
no,
to
no,
come from
I'm not
Georgia.
picking up. Zeke, I'm not picking on the Braves. I'm trying to make a greater point here. Is that the reason why you're paying all this money is to pull people from other part of town that would be a true tourist when they visit your area.
But you're
You know what I
still gonna
mean?
get that. You're
You
still
think
gonna
Pirates
get
fans are
that.
gonna drive to New York because they're in the division though?
Say it again.
You think Pirates fans are gonna drive to New York because they're in the division now? Nobody cares about a Mets Pirate rivalry. They're gonna stay home and watch their game on TV.
Do-
It might
I'm
create
agree.
new
I'm agreeing with
rivalries.
you. I'm agreeing with you, Z. I think maybe because I mentioned the Braves, you think that I'm not agreeing with you. What I'm saying is that like when you make it regional, now you only have those pockets that are naturally intersecting anyway, right? Like if you're in Chicago, you're gonna try to tell me like you've never been to Milwaukee. Like, I mean, it's right there. Shoot, if you're in Chicago, you never been to Indianapolis, it's right there. You know what I mean? Like, so like you're naturally intersecting with those areas that are within your region. And so if you make it regional, there's no reason ever to venture out. But if all of a
Well,
sudden, if Chicago has, a St. Louis or a Atlanta or a Tampa or, a New York, you're visiting different parts of the country. And that, for me, is the incentive for these cities to spend millions of dollars in a stadium to bring tourism to their area, to bring notoriety to their area, not just
I
so
got
that way Philadelphia or Pittsburgh comes into town. They're already getting those people.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that, Chris, because you're not getting rid of the AL and the NL. You're just creating divisions in the AL and NL, and they're gonna war anyways.
You're
It,
getting
it's
rid of the rivalries though, the history. That's what we're
That's
talking about.
exactly it.
yeah. I mean,
That's what I mean.
but again, like a lot of that history is gone with the historical followers. The ones
But
that
you
truly
got
cared. The ones that
you
truly cared.
got regional rivalries no matter what. Like if the Eagles were to play like, the Patriots.
Washington.
Well, I'm talking about like something that's not with like you got regional rivalries anyway. If
Eagles
Philadelphia
Steelers.
plays Boston, right? If exactly, if the Eagles play the Steelers, that's a natural rivalry. We don't need to put those two teams in the same division so that way we could create a rivalry. It's a natural rivalry. What's beautiful about sports is it creates rivalries where they wouldn't otherwise be. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I
why would
understand,
New York have a rivalry with Indiana? Well,
but
because the Knicks always go against the Pacers. Why would I ever travel to Indiana if it wasn't for the unnatural alignment of those stars? You see what I'm saying? And so
I
now when I go to Indiana, I'm a true tourist. I'm like, oh, okay, let's check this place out. Let's check this place out. Because I never would have been there otherwise. And so for the people of Indianapolis to invest millions and billions of dollars to have that stadium in their city, it brings people like me and from all over the country to their area and they become tourists and they spend their dollars there. Where if the only people I'm attracting is people from Chicago, those people are there anyway, bro.
can I be honest? One more, just another perspective is like this. I'm a hard all day every day Eagles fan.
No, really?
I can't imagine why you would think otherwise, but
Jeez.
um, I I love the Eagles, but I would much rather watch an Eagles game, an Eagles Cowboys rivalry game in the playoffs, in the comfort of my own home.
Facts. Facts. I would never want to. I wouldn't want to go to Yankee Stadium for a playoff for a
I could
huge
care
playoff.
less to be in the stadium. And so
Right.
what I'm thinking is again, they're trying to put these pockets of teams together because they're realizing we're losing people in the stands because there's so many subscriptions out there where people just watch it from the comfort of their own home. If I can get them out of their house and get them back in the stands, I'm we're bringing the glory days back.
Here's the thing: if you get rid of Mets Braves, I'm not watching as many games. Like you're gonna lose viewership too because you're getting
Yeah,
rid of these rivalries. Like
yeah, but
they're not coming to the stadium. They're watching from home. But if you take away the excitement of these rivalries, they're not gonna watch those games either.
Zeke, but if the Mets and Braves, knowing the history, have 2 times a year play rather than 16 times, whatever it is, you might consider like, all right, I'm gonna go see that game now.
They don't matter anymore.
Be there. Why don't they
They
matter?
don't matter anymore.
I feel like it would matter more If the
No,
Dallas Cowboys
listen. The Braves and the Mets played 13 times this year. All right.
okay, yep,
The Braves won that series 8-5. If
okay.
the Mets missed the playoffs by one game, it's because the Braves beat them 8-5. And I'm going to take solace in that. If we play twice and we split, that sucks.
Yeah, I agree. I hear you on that.
I guess that's the part that I don't understand.
I think it boils down to new rivalries have to be created, but it's going
And
to
it's
take
That's
a
hard.
it.
long.
It's hard to force something
That's what
like
I'm
that.
saying. It's going to take a long
Yeah.
time
It's like
for
it's
that
like a
to
player
happen.
giving himself a nickname. It don't hit the same.
It doesn't, man. Oh my God! Don't talk about
I'm
nicknames.
sorry. My bad. I touched the nerve on that
Right.
one. My
I mean,
bad.
like the Washington Nationals are a newish team. I mean, they're in the Mets division. Do I feel like they're a rival? No, not really. I don't know about you, Z. You feel like the
I
Nationals
mean,
are your rival?
the Nationals have posed more of a threat to us than the Mets have lately. So yeah.
I
All right.
consider
Besides taking shots, do you think the Nationals are? Do you consider them a rival? Will you be hurt if
Yeah,
they
they're a
leave your
division rival.
division?
Yeah, I mean, there's tiers of rivalries, but yeah, I look at the Nationals. They're a rival. We play them more. We play them more than any other team other than the Mets and the who else is the Phillies, and I can't remember who else is in the division. But that's who we play. That's our division. So yeah, when I look at those games, I'm like, yo, we gotta look. Both teams suck right now. We still got like 6 or 7 games against them. I'm looking forward to those games
That's
because those are
interesting.
those are
So,
rivalry games.
by that concept, no matter who they put in your division, then Z, if you play them enough, they're going to become your rival.
No, no, because the Expos, who were the Nationals, the Expos and the Nationals have ever since I've been paying attention to baseball and they went to this split, those have always been division rivals. So it's not gonna hit the same if all of a sudden I gotta play the Rays 13 times. I don't care about the Rays.
You still have the
yes,
Marlins,
you
and
might.
they're.
You have to
Do you
play them
consider the
13 times
Marlins a
and you
rival?
learn. You learn, yeah.
The Marlins give us tough games too.
Okay, so you still have the Marlins. It sounds like you're like contradicting
Okay, but
yourself a
here's
little
the
bit.
thing. Here's the thing. As, when I was growing up, like we have the Marlins now, but it was always, it was always Mets Braves. Yeah, the Phillies were there, but they
Well,
were the lovable.
that's what
They
I'm
were the
saying,
lovable
but that's
losers. We lose.
yeah. I don't,
If me as a Braves fan, if I lose the Mets out of my division, I'm not happy.
right.
I'm not happy. Whether we beating the Mets every year or we getting beat up by the Mets every year, it's not going to feel the same to look at the schedule and see the Mets. Oh, we got a home and home series against the Mets. We play them 5 or 6 times a year instead of the third. Like I was mad when it went down to 13 games. It used to be 19 games. Those games used to mean something. If we all of a sudden we have a 2 game series against the Mets in September and we had a 3 game series in June, it's not going to feel the same. It's not going to feel the
Yeah,
same looking at seeing
I
Tampa
think I
Bay.
think I think we agree and disagree in that, like, I don't consider the Braves, or excuse me, I don't consider the Nationals or the Marlins rivals, even though they're in my division, because we never had those kind of moments together. You know what I mean? We've had those moments with the Phillies, we've had those moments with the Braves. Those are the Mets rivals. Yankees are also
Hmm.
the Mets rivals. You know what I mean? But those are the three Mets rivals. I don't consider like apparently you do the Nationals and the Marlins my rival. They're in my division. They're not my rival. And so that's when like I say like okay like if you're gonna do this realignment, you're gonna lose some of that rivalry. Um, it's the moments that have been created throughout the history of the sport that makes that rivalry.
Right. And they're
You see
still
what I'm
gonna be a
saying?
rival regardless of them being in your division.
So, well, my objection, which is it sounds like a little different than Zeke, is that it's because it's the moments that make that rivalry. When you separate those divisions,
Those
um,
moments don't happen as often.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you could create those moments again now that you're playing a different team 13 times, but it also could not happen. And in my contention, my example of that was the Nationals and the Marlins, in that, like, hey, we've been in the same division for a long time, but I still don't consider them rivals. Why? Because it's not the amount of times I play them, it's the quality, it's the moments that have been created. You see what I'm saying? And so, like, that's what I mean. Like, hey, if you lose that, you're losing something special.
I would also consider like modern day again. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but like New York Yankees and the LA Dodgers, I consider them rivals
See,
historically. You're talking just
Well,
bare bones. You're
historically,
talking
I mean, if you go
Expos.
back to the Brooklyn days, then yeah.
Right, and so that's what I'm saying. Like historically, I would think they're rivals, but how often do they play
Right.
each other in a
Not
regular
as much
season?
as they used to.
And
That's what I'm
In a
saying.
league.
That rivalry fades away if they
that's
happen to meet each
because
other in the
there's been
World
more
Series. It's
teams
like, oh,
added.
okay, now we got Mets Dod or Yankees Dodgers, but it's not the same as when you had three teams in New York. You had the Giants, you had the Dodgers, and you had the Yankees. That
Right.
was a natural rivalry that was heated. You take two of those teams and send them to California. It's like, okay, Yankees Giants, woohoo! Who
But
cares?
I
Right.
still would say I
Good
consider them
point.
rivals.
I bet you they don't.
And then you look at like Toronto, right? Toronto is looking for a rival so bad, right? They want the Yankees to be their rival so bad. Like, they're at the top of the division. They're like, oh, look at us. The Yankees suck. It's like nobody cares about y'all, man. It's like just play your games,
Or
win your games.
Toronto.
Go to
Don't
the
That's why
care.
go
we
to
need.
the
That's why we need a team in Montreal, Dave.
go to the go to the playoffs and choke
Forget
out
that.
like you're gonna do,
Mexico City.
you know. But they really
Mexico
do.
City.
They really want to be our rivals, man. Nah, man, listen.
You think
Mexico,
home runs in Colorado are bad? Mexico City be a launching
Bro,
pad, dude.
bro,
I need an
players
excuse to
be
go to
taking
Cancun
kidnapping
again.
ransomed in Mexico City.
I don't. What's my excuse for going to Cancun? The sun came up. Let's go.
Cartello owned that team.
Yeah, they would. It's ridiculous. They don't want that smoke. Rob Manfred don't want those problems, man.
Yo, they got like a 50 billion bounty on the cartel leader right now. Something like 50 million, 50 billion,
50
50
billion.
billion. Is it billion? No, 50 million, right?
I
They
think
got a
it's
No,
bounty
billion.
on this man.
I wouldn't be surprised
Jeez.
if it was billion.
That's crazy, man.
The cartel going down, bro.
More
Taking them
power to
out.
them, man. We gonna leave the cartel alone on this show.
Right.
Hmm.
That's right. They don't
Y'all,
mess
we
with
not
us. We don't
inviting
mess
that
with them.
smoke.
Hey,
We don't want that smoke.
The ops does not want that smoke. So y'all
yeah,
need
that's
to
exactly
The
right.
ops are not your ops. Viva
That's
la
right.
Mexico.
Viva
That's the
la
same.
Mexico.
That's the same reason I told my wife. She was there like, "Oh, you want to try this?" We was in Puerto Rico. You want to try this tiburon empanada? I'm like, man, I got an agreement with sharks, bro. Like, I don't eat them; they don't eat me. All right, because I jumps in the ocean, and so like I don't want them to find me black in one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So
Wow.
Don't need
like
that.
we call Peasy lacking. Like, oh man,
Go fart in the
that's
ocean
not
and
gonna be
smell
good
like
luck.
shark. They're after you.
He
All
All
ate
right.
my
right,
cousin,
let's
homie.
move on to the next topic. Um,
So let's get into. We're gonna try to wrap it up, man, so we can get everybody out of here. Let's go. Let's go to the
Roundup.
weekly roundup.
all right, let's do it.
All right. So what's the first thing we got in there, Peasy?
Let me just take a look at it. I'm pull it up while it's ticking.
All right.
Maria Sharapova inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was special. Um, I got a chance to see the video that was shared. Um, the, Zeke, do you know a little bit more about the history? I mean, I could get into a little bit of what I saw, but they were bitter rivals, Serena and Maria Sharapova in their time. So much so that it crossed the lines of vitriolic. They were going back and forth at it, fierce competitors, as all the greats in the sports would be classified as, to the point where many people thought they didn't like each other, and they actually confirmed that during the Hall of Fame speech when Serena Williams walked out on stage to introduce Maria Sharapova to the Hall of Fame. And
People went
so,
crazy, man.
go ahead, jump right in.
Nah, I was just saying the people went crazy, man. It was a good moment.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a kind-hearted moment. They were saying that they were able to reconnect over like dinners and things that common events that they both went to, and as a result, they began to realize that they had a lot more in common than what they had difference, and that their main clash was that they were just both competing for the same thing. So I thought that was a really beautiful moment for two elite athletes to kind of recognize not just the greatness in each other, but to kind of connect on that kind of greater and deeper level. But that's all I have on that. Zeke or Dave, you want to kind of chime in on your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I just want to say congratulations to her. They were definitely bitter rivals, man, and they fought hard, played hard. Um, Zeke brought some things to light, man, that I was not privy to about Maria Sharapova. I just didn't know some.
Yep.
Zeke could shed some light on that.
Yeah, it just made me like when Dave shared that story. Me being the baseball nut that I am, it just made me hate baseball writers even more because Maria Sharapova was actually suspended for taking a banned substance. She got a 2-year suspension, which was reduced to 15 months. Um, so like if everybody says that Barry Bonds don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame or Roger Clemens don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, as far as I can remember, they didn't test positive. I know Barry didn't. I can't remember if Roger did or not. Never tested positive for banned substance. Everybody's under like speculating that they took it, and they're nowhere near getting to the Hall of Fame. So, maybe there's hope. Maybe we get a younger generation of baseball writers, but this crop that we got in there right now suck. But congratulations to Maria Sharapova. This is about her. Um, I'm glad that her and Serena were able to kind of like you said, PZ, hash it out, break some bread, and realize that they're pretty much cut from the same cloth. Um, a lot of that rivalry, um, never mind. Congratulations.
Someone bit their tongue there. Um, but
I just looked at the timer. I didn't want to go there.
yeah, I'll tell you what. Out of all the women's sports, uh, there's some of my favorite two to watch is easily women's tennis and women MMA. Two of my favorite women's sports to watch is they. I mean, I think it's very entertaining. The lead athletes going at it, and so it's always a joy to watch Serena and
Women's soccer
Maria
too, though.
Sharapova back in the
Women's
day.
soccer is serious.
I don't watch too much soccer. I'm not a big soccer dude. I'm an American football dude, not a yeah, not a football dude.
Football.
Wow.
All right,
All right, we
let's
got
keep moving.
Micah
What's the next one?
Parsons. Micah Parsons caught sleeping on the trainer's table during
Zeke,
Next.
preseason.
come get your boy, man. Come get your boy, Zeke.
Look, first of all, I wouldn't have to get my boy if Jerry paid my boy. If Jerry paid my boy would be on the field. Michael wasn't asleep. Michael was just chilling. It wasn't as blown out of, it was way blown out of proportion. This is much to do about nothing.
Is it?
Next topic.
I think
Yes,
Dave's
it
got something
is. I
else to
mean,
say
so
about
what?
that.
He showed up to a preseason game not in uniform and he laid on the trainer's table for a little bit. Did he lay there for 3 hours sleeping? No.
He was
It wasn't as bad as they made it out to be. So yeah, this is much to do about nothing. My man is holding out. He wants to get paid. He showed up to the game. Be happy. He could have been somewhere else enjoying this
Be
time. He's still
happy,
supporting the squad.
man. Come on, be happy.
I
Uh,
mean, he's still supporting the team. He's not going to step on the field if he's not getting paid what he wants to get paid. I'm not mad at him for that.
so people are
Here's
blowing out.
another example of a player outplaying his rookie contract or holding out to secure his financial stability before he steps on the field and risks hurting himself. He steps out there and hurts himself. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and sneeze at 24 mil or whatever he's making, but if he feels like he's worth way more than that, and he goes out there and hurts himself, he ain't getting what he thinks he's worth.
So let me ask
So
you
yeah.
this. Let me ask you this. Shohei Otani is holding out for more money, right?
Oh God.
Spring
Why does
training,
everything?
right? No,
One
no,
day
no,
Why
we're
is
no,
gonna
that
have an
always
episode
Shohei?
where Shohei is not
no, no,
mentioned. But
no,
go
no,
ahead.
no, no,
We
no,
got to count how many
no,
times
no, no,
Shohei gets brought
no,
up
no,
on the
no, no, no.
ops.
Hold
Say
on.
Aaron
How
Judge.
many
Say
episodes
Aaron
we
Judge.
got? 30 times.
Hold
Go
on, man.
ahead.
Spring training. The
Okay.
cameras.
Here we go.
Shohei is holding out, right?
Uh huh.
Talking mad junk about the ownership group,
Uh huh.
calling Magic Johnson all kinds of names, talking about Magic Johnson's son, all kinds of
Okay.
just going in, right?
Okay.
And the cameras catch Shohei out in the bullpen during the game with his hat on his face and he's laid out on the bench.
Uh huh.
Is that a good look?
It wouldn't be for you because you'd use that to just go. We'd use the whole episode talking about how trash Shohei Ohtani is. Here's the thing.
I would actually love
Here's the thing. Baseball players, they come in, they get they one inning in, and they leave. They're on the golf course by the fifth inning. So you wouldn't see Shohei in the bullpen because he wouldn't still be at the game.
Zeke. Come on,
Am I
man.
lying?
In spring training?
Especially pitchers. Spring training?
That's besides the
If
point,
they
man.
not on the mound, they on the golf course
That's
somewhere.
besides the point. I'm talking about if he's there. Is it a good look?
Look, was it a good look? No. Was it as bad as they making it out to be? No.
You
Man, I
know,
love this back
so
and
here's
forth.
the thing. You're saying that it wasn't as bad as they made it out to be. Do you know
Should 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 should
some
he have
people?
done it?
Hold on. Some people call the Titanic a small boating accident, but I
Oh
mean, I
my
think that turned
goodness.
out to be a little more than just that. What do you think?
That was the captain running his mouth and tempting God, and he
Yep.
lost that battle.
It's a small
Say it
boating
Not
again.
accident.
not not even God can sink this ship. That's what the man said. What God
All
do?
right,
Iceberg.
for those watching out in Ops universe, what did we learn? We learned that Dave is probably the ultimate Shohei Otani heckler, and that Shohei might be. Did you guys see that little clip
I
of the
did.
San Diego Padres fan
I was watching
heckling
it again.
Shohei Otani? He goes out, he hits a home run, he goes up, he daps up
Daps
that
him up.
heckler. Guys, that heckler's name is Dave in the
Dave
Cut
Jones.
Jones.
It was,
It's
man.
Dave in the Cut Jones. That heckler has nothing on Dave in the Cut Jones, guys. But
That's crazy,
what,
right?
what else? What else did we just learn? We learned that my man Zeke is there. Like, bro, if they don't want Micah Parsons to go to sleep during the game, don't
Don't put
invent
a
a
table
table
out
that's
there.
that comfortable. Right? Like my man Zeke is like, bro, it's a comfortable table. What do you want Micah Parsons to do, man? Don't
What
be
is
making
Michael?
tables
What is
comfortable.
Michael Parsons to do?
Put some spikes on that, man. Put some spikes on that. You don't
Like
want
they
to
do
go to
with the
sleep,
park
make it
benches.
uncomfortable.
Put your head down, Eagles fan. You're not allowed to speak during this segment.
I'm about to speak up real quick.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Jalen
All
Hurts wouldn't do that.
Oh, here we
that's
Devontae
go.
actually a fact. That's actually a fact because
Saquon Barkley wouldn't do
he has
that.
greater morals than that. He has a moral compass.
He has an
Um,
owner that'll pay him what he's worth.
well, yes, and that's where I'm gonna go. Really, who's at fault here? We all know it. It's Jerry Jones and Jerry Jones
Dude
alone.
loves the drama, and that's
Now,
y'all. As much as y'all hate Dolan, can't stand Jerry.
all
And
I
you know
can
what's
say
the
is this.
crazy part is we know Micah Parsons is going to get paid by Jerry Jones. He just
Yes.
loves this drama. He's going to pay him. I guarantee it. For those of you out there saying, "Oh, he's going to get traded. Oh, he's going to sign with another team." No, he's not. He's
All
going
I
to get signed by the Dallas Cowboys for the
uh,
exact amount that he wants. Jerry
be
Jones just wants
careful.
to draw this out.
Nah, be careful there because
I might be right.
anytime somebody tries to defame Jerry Jones, it doesn't matter if you're a sports figure or a sports commentator. Jerry Jones is going to fight back. And not for nothing, he doesn't need their money. He doesn't need Micah Parsons to make him money.
No.
So that's kind of where Jerry Jones' mind is at. And to be honest, I don't see I could see Jerry Jones very much so getting rid of Micah Parsons because Micah Parsons has not he although he's a value player and he's by far the motor on the defense when he's on the field, Jerry Jones does not like when people talk crap about him, nor does he care when people talk crap about him. So I truly don't this can go one way or the other. I really don't see it being bend the knee. You look at the Dak Prescott, and I don't want to waste much more time on this because there's another fun topic coming up here on this. Wrap it up, but you look at the Dak Prescott contract talks when Dak was holding out a little bit. What did you see Dak do? Nothing. He was quiet. He didn't speak up. He didn't say anything. He just said, "I know what I'm worth. Here's my number. Meet it or trade me." That's
And
literally
not
what he
only
was.
that, he was in training camp. He was still doing everything on the field.
He was doing everything, bro. He was not giving up on his position, but he was saying, "Don't expect me to be out there when games matter until you pay me." And he didn't say that in some boisterous way. He didn't lay down on the sidelines in a pregame game. He did it behind closed doors and he let his agent do the talking. Micah's not doing that.
Bro, bro.
Micah has already told people, trade me. This owner's
That doesn't
trash.
matter to Jerry Jones, bro. That doesn't great does not matter to Jerry Jones. Jerry
Wow.
Jones, the same Jerry Jones that signed Terrell Owens, bro. The man was doing sit-ups, press conference. It does not matter to Jerry Jones. He likes his name in the
And that
news,
that was
just like it
after
is right now.
T.O. stood on the star and disrespected the star. He still brought
That's
him to
exactly
Jacksonville.
it. He does not care. If he can get us talking about him, that's all he wants.
That's all he
If
wants.
if he gave him his money right away, we would not be mentioning Jerry Jones right now. He does not want that. He would rather wait a few weeks and then pay him his money, so that way this can become a huge hubbubaloo about nothing. He's
When
gonna
Micah
get
starts
his
playing
money.
for Philly, I'll love to hear that.
Micah Parsons, you've heard it here first, is re signing with the Dallas Cowboys for as much money as Micah Parsons wants. It's just going to take all the way until Jerry Jones has got enough publicity. Let's go on to the next topic because I know I'm right about this. It's crazy. He's signing with the Cowboys. Next topic, we talking about,
Pee
oh,
Wee
don't believe
football
the hype.
players.
Pee
Pee
Wee
Wee
football
football
players.
players.
Yeah, man, you skipping, bro. What's
Pee
going
Wee
on, man?
football players
Oh,
forced to
I didn't
allow
have that in my
scores.
little thing.
Nah,
I
man,
didn't even see
that
that
just
one.
it's breaking. That's breaking news over
Breaking
the weekend.
news. Pee Wee
All
football
right.
players forced to allow scores to prevent forfeitures that would end the games early.
Man,
I'm
this. I feel like this is hitting close to
Josh
home.
snuck some
Josh, tell
personal,
us about this,
some
man.
real life into the weekend roundup.
I was like, what in the world? All right, let me just put this out there for clarity. My
And
boys
drop
had
some names. Drop some names. Give
I
them
will.
some love.
I will. So my boys, they opened up at their home opener here in Greece, New York, at Greece Arcadia for the Greece Cardinals, and so we were crushing them. They have three
What's your
different
boy's
tiered
name,
teams.
Josh?
My boy Tristan Tuminelli at center for the C team, Greece
Okay,
Cardinals, and my
okay,
boy Dominic Tuminelli
okay.
at D line
Let's
for
go.
the A team, Greece Cardinals.
Let's
And
go.
so we've got A, B, and C teams. They're all broken down into categories by age, by grade, and my boy Tristan was out there. He was smoking these boys at center. He was snapping the ball, blocking, just doing everything out there, making dad smile. And I was just watching this game unfold, and they were crushing the Irondequoit Eagles C team. They were crushing them. Score goes up 7, 14, 21, 28. And it's like, this is nuts. And they just keep going and going and going.
Let
Score
them
gets to
know.
39 points. And all of a sudden, the team goes quiet. Cardinals stop playing. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So they close out the game. The Eagles score what seemed to be a real easy, simple touchdown. And then the boys come back and they score another 6 points. And the game closes out. Come to find out at the end of the game, coach comes up and he's explaining, what was going on there because a couple of the parents were like, "Hey, what was that all about?" And apparently, there is a rule in Pee Wee football that if this year first year, if a team scores 40 points more than the opponent team, they automatically forfeit the game right then, right there. It doesn't
Wow.
matter if it happens in the first quarter or the fourth quarter. They forfeit the game right there on the spot. Last year, that point number was 28 points. And
What?
so, yes, last year, they just approved it to go up to 40 points apparently this year.
Yo,
So, in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, you're going to tell the kids to stop playing basically for the sake of giving the other team points? Like, what is this? So it just blew my mind, and of course it's going back to this. Everybody gets a trophy generation
yep.
in little kid sports, and sadly, you're really. I do see the principle behind it, but I think that it can be done in a different way. You can't penalize the team that just blew a team out by who cares about the number of points. You can't penalize them and take away a win off of their season for being better.
That's wild.
That imagine going to the Rucker playing 1-on-1 and going up 7-zip, and they say you got to get off the court. You too good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like because I scored 40 straight, not Not only is the game over, but I gotta take the L. That's dumb.
Dumb. Dumb.
Losing builds character. Let these kids learn a lesson.
Literally.
You don't want to lose, don't suck.
Yep. Big time. I like it.
Agreed.
All
All right,
right,
where we
fellas.
at?
I think we got it. It happened in today, right? And then that's a wrap.
Nah, we don't have it happen today,
We
man.
don't have it. Nope.
Oh,
All
we
we have
don't.
is that
Oh,
one
okay.
last topic.
The last topic is Cal
Well,
Raleigh.
we'll save that for next week.
Okay.
And so tune in to the Ops podcast, sportscast next week, and to find out who is that new GOAT of the WNBA, maybe question mark.
It's not
Okay,
who y'all
so
think.
Man, give
yeah,
Cal
maybe.
Raleigh some love, man. He broke the catcher record. I know you mad because it wasn't a Met.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Show that man some love.
Dang.
Al
Why
Riley set
why
a
is
new
the Mets
home
catching
run.
strays here? Like
Because they're the Mets.
Cuz, man.
Duh.
what? He
Mets
might
are
break
ready.
Aaron Judge's AL record. So, I know you're mad
Man,
because he's
I'm
not
glad
getting.
you I'm glad you said that. You want to know why? Tell him, Zeke.
I don't know why.
You know why? Because I said it to you. He could have
Oh,
that record, bro.
next year it won't matter no more
Next
because
year
there
there
won't be
won't
an
be no
AL
American League.
record.
So he can have the
Bro,
record. He can have it,
bro.
bro.
All
And then so
you
check
right.
this
you
out.
know that's the thing though. Don't you
You
want
know,
Aaron to keep? Don't you want Aaron to have the last American League record? Like
Nah, bro.
you don't want that to belong to
Because here's
Cal
the thing.
Raleigh
I'm
of
gonna
the
tell you
Seattle
why.
Mariners.
I'm gonna tell you why. This is why. We're gonna be sitting around as old men one day and we're gonna say, "Hey, man, remember when Cal Raleigh broke Aaron Judge's record?" We're gonna be like, "No," right? And then we're gonna be like, "Hey, you remember when Aaron Judge hit that home run and broke Roger Maris's record, and they actually put a plaque in the stadium?" Yeah, I remember that. They're not
Nah.
gonna remember Cal Raleigh, bro. American League not even gonna exist.
See, here's
We're
the
gonna
thing
be
that
yeah.
bothered me about when they
And you
broke
know
Aaron.
what?
bro.
And,
And you know what?
and you know what?
People
It
still
won't
watch
matter
the World
because
Series
if
then.
Aaron Judge enters the same league as Shohei, Judge won't win any more awards, and so
Yeah,
it
that's
just won't.
definitely not
It won't. It
happening.
won't matter because clearly Altani is a much, much, much better player than Aaron Judge,
Oh,
and we
without
should end the
question,
podcast.
you definitely ain't gonna get no argument out of me for that. I'm not stupid, bro.
The David the Cut Heckler is here. I'm just saying, Justin, to try to get under your nerves right now because you try to drag my Mets for no reason.
Nah, man, it's
Um,
all good.
There's
You gotta
always a
remember,
reason to drag the Mets, Pam. Don't do that.
oh
man, Yankee
man,
fans are
I'm outnumbered here, Josh. I'm
generational.
outnumbered.
Oof, I'm
He
sorry.
said go Phillies last week, so yeah, you outnumbered.
Hey, keep saying that because they just got swept. Broom.
They did.
Yeah,
They got
oh,
gotta give
man.
up freebies sometime.
No, Nolan McLean.
All right, fellas.
Jeez. All
Great
right,
episode.
absolutely, guys. Make sure you catch us next week. Share this, like this. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Trying to get our numbers up. And hey, we'll see you here next week, same time, 9 p.m. Ops Sportscast. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Enjoy the rest of your vacation,
Deuces.
Peasy.
Peace. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Be safe, bro. Don't jump the shark.
We're on.
We-